Hello everyone, my name is TK and I'm talking to myself. And today we're taking a look, or at least I'm taking a look at the Douchebag Bible, written by TJ Kirk, also known as the Amazing Atheist. It's it's a simple collection of a lot of writings, different writings that he did, from simple experiences that he had in his life to philosophical ramblings and stuff like that. It's the content you would expect from TJ, but it's not so much amazing atheist stuff. So I'm going to list some of the good things and some of the bad things that I like or dislike about the book. And yeah, I'm not sure. This is all unscripted, so excuse me if I'm sometimes a little bit incoherent, but I'll try my best to keep it all clean. So, some of the good stuff. Let's start with the things that we already know about TJ, is that he is an honest guy, there's no bullshit, so everything is all pretty clear in this book. He might be a bit extreme with his opinions, but yeah, we're used to that, so we can reflect on his stuff properly. Instead, everything is just a grey area where you have no idea what he's talking about. Well, it's all pretty clear here. What I said before, this is very little Amazing Atheist content. He still talks about political stuff, problems with society, and even a little bit of religion, but almost no stuff that he also has already dealt in depth with in his videos. So it's original stuff, so that's fun. What I also like about this is that all the sources, let's see if I can find one, are at the bottom of the page. When he's referring to statistics or stuff like that, he will put references at the bottom of his page, like right here, and that way, thanks to the internet, we can now look them up immediately and check them out to see if they are or are not correct. So that's a good thing. So that also helps to enforce his own opinion and stuff like that. But it might get a little preachy at times. Yes, when you are dealing with one person's opinion and he will fill an entire book with it, then of course it will get preachy. That's almost unavoidable. So it's kind of reasonable, and it's kind of good too, because yeah, as I said before, it helps you reflect on those things yourself to see why you do or do not agree with the things that he mentions in the books. So the writing is pretty good. It's not it's amateur stuff, of course. It's just simple sentences. It's nothing complicated. You will have no trouble reading it at all if you speak English. So that will be completely fine. So I guess I'll just roll over into the bad stuff for a bit, and we'll start with the font. Yes, the font. It might be weird to complain about that, I understand. But you have to know that when you're reading this, and I know that this is a title page, but just see how this is spread across the page, and we'll go a little bit further where he just has big font all through the book. I mean, if you're reading on average like only 6 to 10 words every line, then your eyes move very quickly across the page. So that means you will read a page within 10 seconds, or at least I do. And that can get annoying to read, so there are reasons why we use small fonts. I understand that you want to thicken the book to make sure there's more content, so people are more likely to buy it. But yeah, and I already bought it. Oh, I'm a sucker. Anyways, so yeah, that's just a little bit of design criticism that I have. Another problem is spelling mistakes. I had a few cards in here before making this video, but I just flapped them all out, so that's pretty dumb. But there are a lot of small spelling mistakes, like one I found over here where he was trying to say "we the people," but it just said "W the people." So yeah, I know that this is just amateur writing. It's not supposed to be some Shakespearean stuff. But if you publish something, it should be 100% spelling mistake free. That's what I think. So that's one thing. And another problem that I have is what I said before, that you have very strong opinions about things and are very clear about things. also make it sometimes a bit hard to see when you're over exaggerating or using sarcasm for comedic purposes. So in your videos it's completely clear. You have body language, you have facial language, the way you speak completely shows whether you are completely serious or are sarcastic or are over exaggerating or anything. But in the book that's harder to tell. It's hard to write that kind of stuff. I understand. It's really hard to write sarcasm or to over exaggerate without people taking you seriously in text. So I don't really know how to solve that problem. I don't know how you... That's a thing I deal with myself. I sometimes try to write down my own opinions, but... And that's one of the things I deal with. It's hard to put comedy and serious stuff right next to each other and completely know what's what sometimes. And the last complaint that I have is a simple one, and that's it. It sometimes gets a little incoherent. Yeah, what do you want? It's one giant collection of thoughts. It's a lot of things picked together and put into one book. So of course it gets incoherent at times. But this reminds me of An Orgy of George, a book that I'm pretty sure TJ Kirk has read. I'm completely sure actually that he has read this, as he's a fan of Carlin as well, as I believe. And it's kind of like that book. It's a collection, a collection of tiny thoughts, big ones, strong opinions and things like that. But the editor of this book did a really, really good job of still putting certain subjects together so you can have a clean read for about at least a few minutes. What you get with TJ Kirk is I bought it last year and I've been reading it in little bits, and that's good. But I was forced to do this because almost every story that comes after another one has nothing to do with the one before, like completely nothing. And it's hard to deal with big political problems or big social problems or big psychological or philosophical problems all at one time. So you have to read small bits by bits to really reflect on whatever is in the book. So yeah, that's basically the thoughts I have on this book. I don't really have an ending for this video. I do say that if you're a fan of The Amazing Atheist or are interested in reading some more of, seeing some more of his stuff, the Douchebag Bible is a really good book to read. It's really fun to read. It has some humor in it. It has some stuff to reflect on it, and yeah, it's great. But TJ, just for me, if you publish another book, get yourself an editor, like a good one. I don't know if you actually had an editor in the book. Does it mention anything about an editor here? Don't think so. So yeah, no editor at all. So at least that's the one thing. If you, I know it's stupid. I am not English. The grammar in this video, my grammar whilst speaking might even be faulty at times. Might even have a lot of mistakes, and so it's weird for me as a Dutch guy to criticize spelling mistakes or grammar mistakes or incoherent writing when I have a lot of trouble with that myself. But yeah, as I said, this is a published book, so next time I hope you will try your best to yeah, make it more a whole book instead of a lot of jumbled stuff together. Oh, Game Grumps represent. Yeah, well, I'm TK. I was talking to myself, and I'll see you all next time. Oh, and be sure to leave me a comment to let me know what you think. Thank you. Bye.